Welcome to my channel, where your adventure into the future starts right now. Step into a vibrant universe filled with groundbreaking technology, breathtaking alien landscapes, and exhilarating sci-fi narratives that challenge your imagination. From daring explorations of distant galaxies to haunting journeys through dystopian societies, we uncover the most captivating stories and innovative ideas that will shape the world of tomorrow. Subscribe today and join us on an incredible intergalactic voyage that promises to inspire and thrill. In the vast and intricate expanse of the Milky Way, the presence of humanity among the stars was both a marvel and a mystery to the countless civilizations that called the galaxy home. As a relatively young species, humans had entered the galactic stage with an audacity and vigor that baffled the elder races. What they lacked in advanced technology and centuries-old traditions, they more than compensated for with resilience, creativity, and an indomitable spirit that refused to be subdued. But above all else, it was humanity's fierce and unwavering dedication to protecting their own that resonated across the stars, earning them both admiration and apprehension. The galaxy had long been a tapestry of alliances, rivalries, and ancient feuds. The elder races, such as the Veilorians with their crystalline intellects and the hulking Krythics with their war-forged empires, viewed humanity with a mix of curiosity and caution. The younger races, struggling to carve their niches, often looked to the humans for inspiration, drawn to their boundless determination. Yet, it was not humanity's technological advancements or cultural exports that solidified their place in galactic history. It was the unyielding promise they made to their own people, a vow that would become both their greatest strength and their most chilling attribute. The promise was simple yet profound: no one harms our own without consequence. It was a creed that seemed almost quaint when first uttered by the fledgling United Earth Confederation during their initial interactions with galactic powers. But as the years unfolded, the galaxy would come to understand the weight and the terror behind those words. Humanity's path to prominence began as a tale of survival. The early days of interstellar travel were fraught with peril. Pioneering ships, cobbled together from Earth's limited resources, ventured into the unknown with daring crews who braved the void. These early explorers encountered hostile environments, resource scarcity, and occasionally, alien species that viewed them as either pests or prey. Yet, time and again, humanity persevered. They learned from each failure, adapted to every challenge, and grew stronger with each passing year. Their first true test came in the form of the Krylth, an insectoid species known for their aggressive expansionism. The Krylth had targeted a human colony on the outer fringes of settled space, viewing the fledgling settlement as an easy conquest. The attack was swift and brutal, leaving the colony in ruins and its survivors scattered. When news of the massacre reached Earth, the response was immediate and unrelenting. The humans' retaliation against the Krylth was not a mere act of revenge, it was a statement. Earth's fleets, though smaller and less advanced than the Krylth armada, were driven by an intensity that bordered on feral. They fought not just with weapons, but with strategies born of desperation and ingenuity. Guerrilla tactics, sabotage, and psychological warfare became their tools. Within months, the Krylth were not only repelled but forced into a retreat that shattered their empire's momentum for decades. The message was clear: humanity would not tolerate harm to its people. This event marked the beginning of humanity's reputation as the galaxy's most tenacious protectors. Their actions were not driven by a thirst for conquest or dominance, but by an almost primal need to safeguard their own. This distinction set them apart from other species whose wars were often rooted in greed, ideology, or territorial disputes. For humans, it was personal. As humanity expanded its reach, it established colonies, trade routes, and alliances. These ventures were always accompanied by the implicit understanding that any attack on a human or human-held territory would be met with overwhelming retaliation. This promise extended beyond military might. Humanity's response to threats often involved leveraging every aspect of their capabilities: diplomatic, economic, technological, and cultural, to ensure their people's safety. One particularly illustrative example was the Aurelian Accord incident. The Aurelians, a technologically superior but socially insular species, had detained a human research team accused of trespassing in restricted space. While the charges were legitimate, the treatment of the detainees' harsh conditions, isolation, and public humiliation ignited outrage across human space. Rather than resorting to immediate violence, humanity unleashed a multi-pronged response. Economic sanctions crippled Aurelian trade routes. Hackers dismantled their communication networks, leaving their bureaucratic systems in chaos. Diplomatic channels flooded with coordinated protests from humanity's allies, pressuring the Aurelians to release the detainees. When the prisoners were finally freed, the Aurelian ambassador admitted, "It is easier to negotiate with a black hole than with humanity's fury." This unwavering dedication to protecting their own also extended to humanity's allies and even those who sought asylum under their banner. To be under the protection of humanity was to be shielded by an unyielding force. This earned them the loyalty of many smaller species who lacked the means to defend themselves. The Zyreni, a fragile avian race on the brink of extinction, found refuge on human worlds and thrived under their care. When a rogue faction attempted to exploit the Zyreni, humanity's retaliation was swift and decisive, cementing their reputation as guardians. However, this same promise also bred fear and unease among the galaxy's powers. To many, humanity's actions seemed disproportionate, their wrath excessive. Tales of human vengeance became cautionary tales, whispered in hushed tones. The phrase "don't provoke the humans" became a common refrain in diplomatic circles. The galaxy's fear of humanity reached its zenith during the Drathic Uprising. The Drathic, a warrior species known for their brutal conquests, targeted several human colonies in a calculated bid to expand their territory. The initial attacks were devastating, catching humanity off guard. But once again, humanity's response was nothing short of relentless. Earth mobilized every resource at its disposal. Fleets were rebuilt and reinforced with unprecedented speed. Weapons technology advanced almost overnight, driven by the collective genius of humanity's brightest minds. But it was not just their military might that terrified the galaxy. Humanity's ability to unite, to pool their collective will and focus it with laser-like precision, was a force unlike anything the galaxy had seen. The counter-offensive against the Drathic was a masterclass in total warfare. Human fleets systematically dismantled Drathic strongholds, targeting supply lines, communication hubs, and leadership structures with surgical precision. Simultaneously, humanity deployed covert operatives to incite rebellions within Drathic-occupied territories, turning their own subjugated populations against them. Within 2 years, the Drathic, once considered an unstoppable force, were reduced to a shadow of their former glory. The aftermath of the Drathic Uprising solidified humanity's place as one of the galaxy's most formidable powers. But it also raised questions about the cost of their promise. Humanity's actions, while effective, often left a trail of devastation that affected not only their enemies but also neutral parties caught in the crossfire. Critics accused them of being too ruthless, too uncompromising. Yet, to humanity, these sacrifices were necessary. Their creed demanded nothing less. Over time, the galaxy began to adapt to humanity's presence. Diplomatic protocols were adjusted to account for human sensibilities. Trade agreements included clauses that ensured the safety of human personnel. Even the most belligerent species thought twice before provoking humanity, knowing the potential consequences. And while some saw this as a form of intimidation, others recognized it as humanity's unique way of fostering peace through deterrence. Despite their fearsome reputation, humanity's promise was not rooted in malice or conquest. At its core, it was an expression of love and loyalty, a reflection of their deep-seated belief in the value of every individual life. This was perhaps best exemplified during the Elysian Crisis, when a catastrophic supernova threatened to annihilate an entire star system inhabited by billions, including several human colonies. Humanity spearheaded the evacuation efforts, mobilizing ships, resources, and personnel on an unprecedented scale. Their actions saved countless lives, earning them the gratitude of the galaxy and proving that their promise extended beyond mere retribution. In the centuries that followed, humanity continued to uphold their vow. They became the galaxy's guardians, feared and respected in equal measure. Their promise to protect their own, no matter the cost, remained unbroken, a testament to their unyielding spirit. And while the galaxy may never fully understand the depths of humanity's resolve, one truth became undeniable. To threaten humanity or those under their protection was to invite the full weight of their terrifying promise. As humanity's reach extended further into the cosmos, their interactions with alien species grew increasingly complex. The promise to protect their own evolved into a broader commitment to those they called allies. This wasn't an empty gesture. Humans consistently put their lives and resources on the line for those who sought their aid. The Galactic Compact, a coalition of smaller species often overlooked by the major galactic powers, became a testament to humanity's resolve. Faced with mounting threats from the Crythics, the Compact turned to humanity, who responded with open arms and unyielding determination. Human strategists, engineers, and soldiers worked alongside the Galactic Compact to fortify their defenses, improve their technology, and train their people. Humanity's efforts transformed the Compact into a formidable force capable of standing its ground against the Crythics. The Compact's survival and eventual prosperity became a symbol of what could be achieved under humanity's protection. Yet, the Crythics, furious at being thwarted, sought to retaliate by targeting Earth itself. The Crythics' armada, a massive fleet of warships, descended upon the Sol system in what they believed would be a decisive blow against humanity. But the Crythics underestimated the depths of human ingenuity and the strength of their alliances. As the armada approached, they encountered an unexpected resistance, a united front of human forces and their allies, including the Galactic Compact, the Zyreni, and even the enigmatic Valorians. The battle for Earth was one of the most significant conflicts in galactic history. Human ships, armed with cutting-edge weaponry and innovative tactics, fought alongside their allies in a coordinated assault that overwhelmed the Crythics. Ground forces on Mars and Earth repelled invasions with ferocity, using terrain and technology to their advantage. The Crythics suffered devastating losses and were forced into a humiliating retreat. The victory solidified humanity's reputation as both a formidable defender and a relentless adversary. In the aftermath of the battle, humanity's influence reached new heights. The alliances forged in the fires of war grew stronger, creating a network of trust and cooperation that reshaped the galaxy's political landscape. Humanity's promise, once seen as a dangerous obsession, was now viewed as a cornerstone of stability in an otherwise chaotic galaxy. But with great power came great responsibility. Humanity's role as guardians often put them at odds with their own ideals. The cost of their promise was heavy, both in terms of resources and lives. Internal debates within the United Earth Confederation grew more heated, with factions arguing over the limits of their responsibilities. Should humanity extend its protection to every species in need, or focus solely on its own survival? These questions sparked fierce political and ethical debates that would shape humanity's future. Despite these challenges, humanity remained steadfast in their commitment to their promise. Their actions continued to inspire awe and fear, forging a legacy that would echo across the stars for millennia. To this day, the words "no one harms"